Hello and welcome to Track by Track Reviews. I'm Rory Sullivan, and today with me, Sean Duffy. You. Brother of Ryan Duffy, who we had in for the Yancey review, and to talk about a very different album than that, for sure. MGMT's new album, Congratulations. They put out Oracular Spectacular, I believe in 2008, was it?
It was digitally released in 07, but really didn't get commercially released till 08, I believe.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things worth noting is that this is one of those albums that sort of went over into the mainstream and a lot of people found out about. I actually like the new album better.
Yes, a lot better for me. The first single they released, Flash Delirium, when I first heard it, and I was hoping for something a lot different from their first album, I still was like, what? When I first heard it. I listened to it like 20 times before I could I like this.
Yeah. Alright, well, let's just get right into it. The first song, It's Working, I think it's a good opener.
Yeah.
It starts off with a pretty simple but good riff.
It seems very influenced by the band The Zombies from the late 60s.
Oh, really?
I definitely
I didn't even think about that.
Especially the vocals, for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I really like about this song, and it's kind of like a motif in the album, is they kind of play with changing around musical moods.
They do change the melodies a lot.
Yeah.
Like, there's a repeating chorus and everything, but it seems like they don't sit with one melody for too long.
They really are trying to mess around with different unique structures, and this track, I think, is a good introduction to that.
Mm-hmm. There's some corny little keyboard parts that they use in a lot of the songs that I actually like.
Yeah.
I think you said you didn't, but...
Well, that was almost specifically the next song.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's just go right into that. Song for Dan Tracy. Just go ahead.
But I like most of the song, but that, I don't know, that little organ part, that I really hate.
My thing with that is it's actually so corny that I'm okay with it. I actually like it, but to each his own. Alright, well the next song, Someone's Missing. You said this is one of your favorite songs.
One of my favorite songs on the record. The song's actually fairly similar to the third track on Oracular Spectacular called The Youth, except a whole lot better, because The Youth sucked, frankly. A really weird intro, and then it went to a really different song, but it has very similar, like, kind of darker falsetto melody. And what I really like about the song is it has a really cool build. It finally hits like the last 16 bars. It's, full band comes in.
Yeah, I did think it was really interesting that this song is so short, but the build actually makes it seem longer than it is. Like, I don't think I've ever heard a 2.5-minute song build slowly. Yeah. Like, it's kind of weird. And there is a really good payoff at the end where he's just saying someone's missing.
That's my only complaint. I wish the song was like a minute longer.
Actually, I don't know why, because it's never really been a problem for me before, but for some reason the vocals in this track bother me.
Really?
Like, his voice just seems annoying to me. Maybe it's because it's not surrounded by as much as some of the other songs, so it's just he's kind of like out there like naked. Like, let's just go into the next song, Flash Delirium. I think this probably got the most attention on the album, and I think deservedly so. I think this is a really good song.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite as well. Like I said earlier, it took me about 20 listens to this song before I like that. It's got a really weird structure to it. And like I said, if I play around there'll be two bars where it's like a really corny keyboard part, and then it goes to this really reverb-drenched part. And it works.
This is one of the songs also that reminds me of like 60s. Like the drum beat is like a classic 60s like rock and roll.
Yeah, there's lots of psychedelic, I'd say.
Yeah.
Almost even surf rock.
Yeah. And the harmonizing also reminds me of 60s songs and stuff. And I like in harmonizing, like I don't think I've ever not liked this, when they're singing separate lyrics, but they're singing at the same time. That always sounds cool.
Yeah. One thing about this track, I can see someone really liking it, like I do, and someone really hating it.
I actually kind of felt like they went for a different sound on this album, and I feel like this is something that people who like the last album are going to be okay with, and people that are just hearing the new album are going to like too. Like, I feel like everybody should have at least something to like about this song.
This album does not sound like, if MGMT never did Oracular Spectacular, if this was their first album, they would not be on Columbia. No. Never. Even though I'm sure a lot of people who only like 3 MGMT songs won't like this, because it's so weird. People who are MGMT fans who have listened to this and liked it, it's like, oh yeah, it's cool.
Alright, well the next song, I Found a Whistle, I feel like this is a pretty simple melody, but it's memorable and catchy. Like, I don't know.
Well, actually, I like the song,
Okay.
but what I put on here is not to stand out.
No, well, yeah, I mean, I guess I would agree that it doesn't stand out as like one of the better tracks on the album, but it's likable.
It continues the album. I'm not like bored with it. I like it, but I wasn't like, oh yeah, that part's really cool or something.
What about the little like outer spaces? Did you hate that or did you like it?
I like that.
Okay, good.
It's like barely in the mix too. I like that.
Yeah, there's something about that outer spacey feel that is always going to remind me of the Flaming Lips.
Yeah.
Nothing really too complicated about this song, but I mean,
it's enjoyable.
I don't have anything against it either. Okay, the next song, Siberian Breaks, is
long.
12 minutes long. When I saw this, when I got the album and I saw that there was a 12-minute song, I was like, what the fuck are they trying to do? Like,
Exactly.
they think they are, Pink Floyd, like... But,
Yeah.
I mean, I listened to the song, and I thought it was going to be, like, some really, like, weird, like, trying to be weird prog rocky, like, I don't know, but...
I actually really like this song.
So do I. This is one of my favorite songs on the album.
I really dig how it, like, it's not just, like, one part. It's not, like, a song that's just 12 minutes long. It's, like, little bits, but they all flow together really well. And it's probably the strongest melodic track, I think, has the strongest melodies. And it doesn't really drag out to me. I can listen to the whole thing and not get bored.
Well... My thing is, when I listen to this song, it doesn't feel like I'm listening to one song.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm listening to 4 different songs. And actually, I feel like they probably could have cut this out.
Yeah,
but they were like, we don't want to think of 3 more song titles. Like, fuck it. Like,
let's just make it a big epic track. The last, like, minute or two is this really, like, synthesizer bridge at the end. And I just, like, and it's really cheesy sounding, but I really dig it.
I think it sounds cool, too. And then they also bring back the melody from the beginning to the end to sort of connect it. So in case you were thinking like, how are these songs connected at all, they do kind of bring it back around. The next song, Brian Eno, I had some very mean things to say about this song. I'm just going to read it straight up because I was kind of laughing while I was writing it. This song is so fucking stupid. I'm ashamed when I find myself tapping my foot to this song because lyrically it is just so dumb. It's memorable because it's so damn stupid, and yet possibly the catchiest song on the album. This is where I feel like they're being weird for the sake of being weird, and the Oracular Spectacular fans are going to be like, what the fuck are they doing?
One of my notes was comparable to Van Tracy, a lot better.
What? I'm sorry, when he sings the chorus, we're always one step behind him, he's Brian Eno.
And the lyrics are so stupid, but it's catchy at the same time.
It's so catchy. Like, seriously, I was at home writing, this is so fucking stupid, and literally I was like tapping my foot along with the song, and I'm like, what the hell? I should hate this way more than I do. The next song, Lady Dada's Nightmare.
I made a note called Oh God track. Because when I saw the track list for this album,
It's exactly what I thought.
Why, guys? Seriously, come on. Let's try to be good. But it's actually a good song, I think.
Yeah. When I saw it, I was thinking the same thing as you. I was like, the lyrics are gonna be stupid, but it's actually instrumental. So I was like,
one step behind us.
Yeah. Like, I thought it was gonna be Brian Eno too. For me, I don't really have anything bad to say about this song, but I don't have any like high praises for it either. The closing track and the title track also, Congratulations, I think fits mood-wise.
It's a nice track to tie things up.
I don't know, sort of same thing to say about Lady Gaga's Nightmare, where I don't really hate it, don't really love it. It's just
It's just nice, but it's nice.
The album as a whole, what do you think?
I think there's lots of interesting motifs in the album, like I said, with the musical changes that I really dug that. I thought that was something that I guess most people probably won't notice, but for a listener who really listens to stuff like that, I really enjoy that. Definitely more cohesive than their first album, because all the songs sound like they should be on the record. And I think that on their next record, it's kind of just going to be like their defining point. I think it's going to be really bad or really good. And that's kind of just going to decide if they're going to really be a memorable band.
So what are you going to rate it?
I'm going to give it an 8, leaning 8.5, probably 8.
As far as this album goes for me, I think melodically, they did like a really good job. Like, it's kind of hard not to like these songs, although there's going to be people that aren't, because they're like, oh, MGMT, they're stupid.
Major label.
Yeah. But I also think that at certain points they were trying to get away from Oracular Spectacular, which is understandable, and I think they needed to do. But at times it seemed like you could hear them trying to do that, like with Siberian Breaks being 12 minutes, Brian Eno being really fucking weird. But all in all, I think this is a really solid album. Yeah. I give this one a 7.5 out of 10. I liked this album a lot more than I thought I was going to, being someone who wasn't really into MGMT before this album came out. So that was definitely satisfying, a nice surprise. So for Sean Duffy, I'm Rory Sullivan. This has been Track by Track Reviews.
I was here the whole time.
See you next week.